I know some of you be wondering, why are so many marriages failing? Why are people getting married and within the space of a year it's already divorced, they're already divorcing, they're already going their separate ways, they're already having serious challenges that they can't actually cope with it. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you some vital things that you have to discuss with your partner before getting married to them. These things may sound silly. Some of the points may sound very silly, but believe me, these are vital things that you should discuss with your partner before getting married to them. This is a very vital. You must discuss with them. You must have an agreement before going into marriage, because I've seen several marriages that have crashed because of they did not discuss things like this. You know, many persons just plan their wedding, but they don't prepare for their marriage. They don't plan their wedding like their marriage. That is the life after the wedding. You, the wedding is just a day, but there's a life after wedding. There's a life after wedding, and that is what they call marriage. That is reality. That's why you see most persons after the wedding, 6 months, the act of the marriage, because they did not prepare for the marriage itself. They were busy planning for the wedding day. Oh, which color will I wear? I want to choose a my color. Which color will my guests wear? My should be guests, the men on suits, the whole paparazzi stuff and all. Oh, we are eating this at my wedding. We have all sort of food, assorted meat, different type of things. We must spend 1 billion this wedding. We must spend this. They just focus more on planning the wedding day, but they forget that there's a life after marriage. So before you just bring out your finger, say yes, accepting that proposal. I think that you should actually discuss these things I've listened to this video with your partner first before going into marriage with them. Okay, stay tuned. This is Emmanuel Sereme. Like I said earlier, I'll be discussing with you things that you should discuss with your partner before marriage. One of them is your belief. One of them is your faith and your belief. I've seen so many marriages crashed because both spouses they had different belief system. For instance, you're a Catholic and I'm a Pentecostal, and you want to get married to me. You have to discuss with your partner. Okay, hey, when we get married, are we going to be attending Catholic church? Are we going to be attending Pentecostal church? What church are we going to be attending? What do you believe? Do you believe in this? Do you believe in rosary? Do you believe in so many things like that you have to discuss? Yeah, my husband is a Catholic member, and although I was personally brought up in Anglican church, but I have a bit of Pentecostal things in me. Yes, a bit of Pentecostal side of me too. But in fact, it was a major decision I had to make. The period we were planning, the period we were still having a relationship, this belief system was a major thing that we discussed about. We made an agreement that this is how we are going to go about it. Because you may be seeing it as a small challenge now, but as time goes on, believe me, when you get married, you will see that this is a major issue that you should be that should be treated. You should not treat it in marriage, you should treat it in relationship. You have to ask your spouse, are you comfortable with going with me to Catholic church or going with me to my church? Are you comfortable? You have to discuss these things. You have to make an agreement. You have to make sure that you are your partner. You have a certain agreement. Aside Catholic and Pentecostal, there are other things that you believe in that your partner may not believe in. There are so many other things that you believe in and your partner does not believe in those things. You guys can be in the same faith, like you guys can be Christians, both Christians, but you have different belief system. Your church they do this, your church don't do this. Maybe your own church women tie their hair, and your husband church women does not tie their hair. So these are things you should discuss. Maybe as a lady, you don't believe in wearing trousers, don't believe in wearing jewelry, and you don't believe in making up, and your spouse believe in those things and wants you to do them. You have to discuss these things. You have to discuss these things. Make an agreement. Come to an agreement, and at least this will help you. This will determine if you go your separate ways or you continue in that relationship. Because a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. And I will never advise you because to marry somebody that has different religion with you and different faith with you. because so it's there are so many problems that arises in the future. You will be seeing that no, he just not worry, he will be going to his own, I'll be going to my own. No, as the marriage begin to progress, you see that challenges will start to arise. I've seen persons that made that kind of decision and they regretted it. So I just feel that before you make go ahead with this person, make sure you have an agreement. Make sure that you discuss and you both are on the same page. If you are not on the same page, I will not accept, I will not like, I won't advise, sorry, you guys to continue with that relationship. So another thing I think you should discuss about before you get married to a person is the finance. Yeah, this is a very strong point that you should discuss about. A very, very strong point that you should discuss about before you get married to that person. Discuss about the finances. Are you guys going to be having a joint account? Will be having separate accounts? Is your money my money, or your money is your money, my money is my money, or your money is our money and my money is my money? Is it 50% sharing of in terms of um bringing money for family needs? Is it 50%, 50-50? Is it 50? Is it 80-20? Is it 90-10, 70-30? As the case may be, discuss it. Have this kind of discussion with your partner before you go ahead and say I do to this person. Because I've seen some men, they don't trust their wives with their money. But come on, this is the same person that you are living with in the same house. You trust this woman with your life. You trust her with your kids, but you don't trust her with your money. This is a very serious situation, because the person you are living with in the same house can, in fact, can actually do you harm one way or the other. You trust person to that extent, but you don't trust person with your money. So I actually think that couples are supposed to have an agreement. You have to know, okay, let's know this is my partner's income, this is my income. At least be clear, be open to each other. There's no hide and seek. It's marriage. It's You are both in it together. That's just my own advice. But it's actually good that you discuss with your partner. If there are going to be some secrets in terms of finance, let you guys should have an agreement on that. If maybe when you get married, you want, as a wife, you don't want your husband to know how much you are earning, you don't want him to know how much is entering your account and all that. Let it be an agreement between two of you that okay, you guys want to be secretive with your finance, and, and I don't think that's wise enough. I think both partners should be able to discuss, have an agreement that this is what they want. So before you go say I do to this person, make sure you have discussed your finance with this person. How are we splitting the bills? And mind you, it does not mean that the person that earns more will bring more. So that is one thing you should know. It's everything boils down to agreements. That's why you should have this discussion with your partner before you go ahead to marry this person. Have an agreement with them that this is how our finance will be running. You can say, okay, we will have a joint account and we'll have separate account too. That joint account, see the percentage we'll put inside it monthly, weekly, or whatsoever. This is how we'll be running it. Just make an agreement and be very clear with each other. Be very sincere with each other. That's that for that. So another thing you should actually discuss before actually going ahead to marry this person per se is discuss about the kind of the a number of children you want to have, how you intend to raise them, and or be open for let's see, have an open mind in this discussion. Discuss about children wisely, be broad, be open. Okay, number of kids you will have, and also discuss with your partner that just in case there are no kids coming forth when we get married, what options are there for us? I know it's not a prayer point that everybody wants. This is not something that that, that anyone will wish for themselves. But I feel it's just a discussion, just a harmless discussion like you have with your spouse. Say, oh babe, just in case there are no kids coming forth at at our marriage and all that. What are you open for adoption? Are you open for surrogacy? Are you open for IVF? Discuss this thing with an open mind. It's not because you are wishing yourself evil, but because you want to just know what your partner thinks about it. Just discuss it with an open mind. hear what they have to say. Number of kids, is it two, is it three, is it four, is it five, is it six? You have an agreement on that. Try to find out if, and secondly, try to also find out if your partner wants to have kids, because there are some persons, surprisingly, they don't want to have kids. They don't want to have kids. So these are things that you should discuss your partner before you marry them. Don't just go ahead and marry them if you don't have this discussion with them. You have to know what they want for themselves. You have to know what they want for themselves before you go ahead and say, okay, I'm asking this question, I'm getting married to this person. So that you don't get married, the person will be like, hey, I can't have kids, I don't want to have kids, and all that. Be open to them. As a lady, do you still have womb? Do you have problem with yourself? As a man, do you have issues with yourself? Do you Are you impotent something, or do you have a medical challenge? It's advisable you speak with your spouse about it before you marry them. Don't put somebody's else child into a, like, don't deceive them into marrying them when you know you have issues with yourself. Don't deceive them. Ask the person, are you okay medically? Are you fit? You guys should also do medical tests to know if you guys are both fit to have children. Ask yourself questions. Don't deceive anybody's daughter, or don't deceive anybody's son. Be open, speak your mind, and it's just a relationship. And mind you, if you don't discuss these things now, and maybe later in the future you get married and you see that this thing now start causing challenge, it will scatter your life, to break you down. So it's better that you discuss it at the early stage of the relationship, and you guys will go your separate ways if there's no agreement. Than waiting and keeping it a secret till you get married, and it causes a big trouble. At that time, you are losing a spouse. Because eh, at at the end of the day, you lose the whole marriage and all, and you now be part of those persons that are not divorcing. No, I think that you should discuss these things before you go ahead and marry. Number of kids. Are you open for IVF? Are you open for adoption? Just in case we can't give birth, or just discuss. Just discuss and be open with everyone. Another thing I feel you should discuss your partner before you go ahead and marry them. Ask them, are we going to be having persons living with us in the same house? Are we going to be having relatives? Are we going to be having friends? Are we going to be having anybody living with us? It can be like, I've seen most persons don't discuss about this. They just get married, and before you know, maybe the mother-in-law will come to the house, and it's not causing issues for the family. It's not causing issues and challenges. Or maybe the sister-in-law will come, brother-in-law will come and start staying and all that. I think you discuss these things before you go ahead and marry. Ask the person, how do you feel about somebody living in the same house with us? Maybe a relative or a friend living in the same house with us after marriage. Let the person air his or her own opinion. They can say, oh, no problem, I'm okay with it. Anybody can come and stay in my house for what, till whenever they like. Okay, some people will say no, 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 they can just come for visit, but I don't want them to stay in the house. Why some of them just be like, I don't even want anybody at all in my house. So you get, so it's very good that you discuss about this thing to know what you guys think, what you both think about it, what your spouse think, and what you yourself think about it, and have an agreement that okay, this is how it's going to be. This is, I'm telling you, that these are things that I discussed with my husband before I married him. So you have to discuss with him. How is it going to be like? How is the whole marriage arrangement like? Is it, are we going to be having person staying in the same house with us? Okay, if they are staying, how long will they stay? And just discuss. Be open and discuss with these things with them. Be open and discuss these things with them, because I've seen so many marriages crash because somebody came to live with them in the house, and one of the partners, one of the spouse was not supportive of it, and everything just made the marriage go sour. So you have to discuss about a situation like this. Okay, I in terms of finance, I talked about finance before, but I have something to add. I just remember something now. You still have to have a certain amount. If you guys are running a joint account, you guys should agree on how you spend the money. Okay, this is for family upkeep, this is for this, for that. Don't I won't advise that one of the partners should just go ahead and spend this as they like, since the money is not just their money. So these things should be discussed. These things should be discussed before you go ahead. Before you, like, don't just spend the money anyhow, and say, okay, your uncle's child just call you now, you need school fees, and you just go ahead and spend your family's joint account money. No, it's not done that way. You have to have an agreement, discuss things with your spouse before you go ahead and spend money. Discuss your spouse and make have an agreement before you go ahead and spend money. So that is for finance. I actually had to jump in and to put in one or two things. Another thing you should discuss while dating is how to manage conflicts. How to manage conflict. In fact, this aspect is not just about discussing, but it's about still observing the other person. Yes, observe your other person, how they manage conflict. When they are angry, what do they do? How do they behave? How do they react to issues when they are angry? Observe the person and check very well. Is this person okay for me? Can I deal with this person's way of handling conflict? Can I marry this person? Can I live in the same house with this person? Don't allow anybody push into marriage. Oh. Let it be your solemn decision. Let it be your whole decision. So when you see the way they handle conflicts, and you don't like it, maybe they are very rash, they scatter things, they break things, or they talk anyhow, they talk out of point because they are angry. I think you should watch it and decide if that's what you want for yourself. Another thing you should discuss with your spouse before marrying them is having a counselor, marriage counselor, yes, or somebody they listen to. Try to know their mentors, try to know who they listen to, who can talk to them, and they will listen. For instance, if you guys are having a serious conflict in the future that's really marriage, let you guys have somebody that you go and meet. At least, okay, this is who my wife listens to. This is who my husband listens to. Don't marry somebody that don't listen to anybody. When they just say, I don't listen to anybody, I'm just on my own. I don't. In fact, I'm my own. Like I listen to God alone. There's a person like that, or they will be like it's only God that can talk to them. Or they go and mention one big man of God that they're never connected to in any way. They go and be like, okay, this pastor who is very far away from me is my mentor. I listen to him alone, and this person does not know you, and you don't know this person. As in, you have not met this person physically. You don't know this person. Some of them will say it's only Jesus I listen to. No, I know that we should obey scripture, we should follow the word of God, but at least you have earthly mentors too, earthly fathers, earthly mothers. Aside earthly mother, that means persons that can counsel you. So you have to ask your spouse, who do you listen to? Who should be our marriage counselor in case we are having challenges? We don't pray for challenges, but in case they arise, who do I meet to talk to you? Who can bring you back to yourself when you are going gaga? Other things you ask your partner, because your partner is expectations that you have for him or her. You have to discuss yourself, babe, what are you expecting from me in marriage? What are you expecting from me? What do you want me to do for you in marriage? What are you expecting? What are your expectations? Then you discuss. You say, okay, after we get married, I expect you to always clean up the house every day. I expect you to be charge of school runs for the children. I expect you to always do this. I expect you to always do that. I expect you to always like discuss what you want, what your expectations are for that person. Because most people just get married with so many expectations, and their partners are not aware of those expectations. I think is during the courtship is the best time to discuss about those expectations. Ask them, what are you expecting from me in this marriage? When we get married, what do you expect me to do? And just discuss about it. Also, talk about your lifestyle, your dressing. I won't advise you to go ahead with somebody that you are not okay with your lifestyle. Yes, because you can't. If you can't, in fact, you can't change somebody inside marriage because they're not babies that you just tell them this is what I want now you change. No, maybe somebody that stays up, that goes out in the night and party all night, and you are like, oh, don't worry, when we marry, he will change or she will change. No, or maybe you are this person that like your wife to always be intact, like instead of always make up, wear trousers, look good, and your wife is somebody else. She sees those things as not relevant, and you go ahead and be like, don't worry, I will change her. You can't change somebody like that. It's difficult to change somebody. Or maybe you as a man, you don't even like those things. and you want to marry somebody that likes them. I think you are giving yourself issues and problems. You can't change somebody. You have to be sure that they are all set and they're all good to get married to you. Another thing I see if you discuss with your spouse before getting married to them is to know the location that you'll be staying after marriage. This is a very crucial thing you should discuss about. Yeah, after the marriage, where are we going to be staying? This is actually for most persons who are in distant relationship. You have to find out, am I staying in the city where my wife is staying, or where my husband is staying, or we have moved to a different location entirely. Even if you are even in the same location, I think you should actually discuss and have an agreement where you will be staying before marriage. And as the wedding preparation progresses, I think you should already have a place already rented an apartment for the whole for an apartment that you are very sure that after the wedding you are packing into the apartment. So that's a matter of discussion. So like after getting married, you guys are in the hotel room and you're not asking her, where are we going to stay now? What's next now? And that doesn't make any sense to me. So before you actually go ahead and get married, you have to have an agreement on the place you'll be staying. The place you'll be staying. So one other thing that you should have an agreement on, we should discuss about before getting married is your sexual compatibility. Yes, this is a discussion that you should have before you get married to a person. I'm not saying I'm a person that stands in purity all the time. I'm not saying you should go out, you should not start going ahead to start testing people because some persons are good at that. Anybody they date, they want to test them to know if they are compatible sexually. No, that's not how to know if you are compatible sexually. You just end up having so many body counts. That is what you end up having for yourself. There are other ways to know if you are compatible with your spouse or not. In fact, I think I will create a video on this later on. But for now, I you have to ask your partner questions. You have to, in fact, you know yourself as a person. You know your body. You understand everything about your body. So you should know you know what you will like and what you will not like. What you like, you know how to show like if they show you affection, how you react and all. So these are part of the ways to know if you are compatible with your partner sexually. Like I said earlier, I will create a video later on and about this topic, and I'll be more broad on it and more open on it. So these are things that I feel you should discuss with your partner before you go ahead and say I do. Please make sure that you go ask your partner these questions I've listed in this video, and make sure you are on the same page. If you're not on the same page, it's better that I will advise that you go your separate ways. Yes, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage, because when you get married, you will not be like this. You will not be that strong. There's no option for divorce. No, it should not be on the table at all. I think if you will discuss your partner, say if at any point in this relationship one of us discover that we can't continue again, it's better we let ourselves go than going ahead to get married. If at any point one of the partners does not feel comfortable in that relationship, please don't beg them, let them go. It's better that I know it will be hurtful, but it's better you let them go while in relationship than holding on to them, and when you get married, you see that this kind of person they can't stay with you because they don't their mind is not with you, their heart is not with you. So if this video has blessed your life, why not give it a thumbs up, like my video, drop your comments, drop your questions. What topic do you want me to talk about in my next video? Drop it in the comment section. I'll be there reading it. Please share this video to your friends and listen. And these things actually help improve my channel and make my channel to grow. I love you so much. I remain my humble self. See you in my next video.